So good morning, we are at round 7 of the UK Time Attack Championship. Now I have some devastating news to tell you all. That is, unfortunately we are not here with the old Spicy Micra. Today we are in the Mark Looney's courtesy car, which is a pretty standard EK Civic BTI. It used to be an EK Jordan, and we've got a B16 in there making 163 horsepower, but we do have Haltech plug and play to plug into this, which will take it up to 184 horsepower. Now I've never driven this car before, so it's going to be a bit of a learning curve, but I'm also equally excited to drive something a bit different for once. Now yeah, I'm absolutely devastated we're not here with the Micra, and hopefully I've got the other vlogs up, bits and bobs, about why it's not here. But long story short, we had some last minute engine troubles that we just that reared their head way too late to fix it for this weekend. So obviously massively grateful for Mark for lending me the EK Civic, and yeah, it's going to be nice to get in a Honda again. And yeah, we've got an 8,500 RPM rev limit, which is going to be a different feeling to the 7,000 RPM limit we had in the Micra. Now I'm told this car likes to oversteer quite a bit, so hopefully we're going to drive around that. And yeah, so I've managed to swap over the Garmin and the GoPro, so we'll do a bit of mix and match up of the footage once again. And yeah, we're literally about to go out for our first session in 5 minutes, and yeah, let's see how we get on. So here we go, our first couple of laps in the EK Civic, and as we all know, the courtesy car is the fastest car you'll ever drive, and today is going to be no exception. And unfortunately I have no Garmin footage for this first session, but this is going to be our fastest lap of our first session, and yeah, I'll let you give it a watch it, listen to that Honda rev, and I'll give you the time once we cross the finish line. Honestly, what a car, a welcome refreshing change compared to the Micra. Now handles and drives a lot differently, but you can't deny that 8,500 RPM rev limiter isn't music to your ears. And honestly, really enjoyed driving this car this weekend. But here we are a couple of laps later, and I realise that I'm losing a lot of time into the braking zone into Paddock Hill. Obviously just trying to gel with the car, figure out what makes it tick and tweak, and the rear brakes are a bit lively, but here we go, we're going to go for a fastest lap, and yeah, we're just going to play with the braking zone into Paddock Hill. I go a bit too deep into the braking zone for my sort of skill level, put a bit too much brake pressure on the pedal, the rears lock up and it just spins me round. Now the most impressive thing when I watch this footage back is that my situational awareness and how I've prepared to get myself out of this mess before I'm even in the mess. So let's just rewind a second. So a bit of automatic instinct is I've got the opposite lock on, horribly thing that you shouldn't do in a front-wheel drive car for snap oversteer. But I've got my foot on the clutch down, and you'll see me here as we're still spinning around, go into second gear with the clutch still down, straighten the car up, let the clutch out, and then just feather the throttle ever so slightly to pull myself out of the gravel. Now, feathering the throttle was important because most likely if I'd have put my foot to the floor, the wheels would have span and it would have dug me a pretty decent hole, and I would have beached myself there. And then just got to keep it on the curb to shake as many of the stones out as possible, and then a bit of celebratory woo. I'm celebrating because I'm not going to buy this car because I've not crashed it. And then as we go around Druids here, I just swing it extra wide with a bit of steering input, just to try and shake as much of those stones off as possible off the racing line. Obviously not ideal there, but what can you do? So yeah, I've noticed the time of my Garmin down there means I've about got 1 lap left, so I'm going to go for a push lap, but I've noticed the car is vibrating a bit. It wasn't vibrating before we went into the gravel trap, now it is vibrating. So yeah, we're going to go for 1 more push lap to see what we can do. Unfortunately, we are still shedding a bit of gravel, but yeah, I'm just going to go down the straight here and pick up speed. And as I do get into a bit of speed, you'll sort of notice the steering wheel here. It's just shaking a hell of a lot, and yeah, the entire car is just shaking, and yeah, you can hear it rattling away. So I've obviously done some sort of damage here. I'm not quite sure what it is. So yeah, let's end this session early and get back into the pits, and let's see what I've broke. Well, it's certainly an interesting car to drive, completely different to how the Micra handles. So I discovered, as you'll see, my little trip through the gravel trap there, the rear brakes just lock up really easy. And it's because of how the bias valve has been put in. When we're thinking we're removing bias from the back, we're actually adding bias to the back. So rather than decrease pressure to the back, I've been increasing pressure to the back. So I've wound it all the way the other way, and I'm going to go back out and see how it handles. But yeah, I was getting more and more cocky going into the braking zone at Paddock Hill, and obviously, as you've just seen just then, pushing it a bit too late, braking a bit too hard, the rear's locked up, and it just spun me round. So fortunately, we do have a casualty, and that is the tyre. I have wrecked the tyre. Which one is it? This one. So as you can see, I've absolutely wrecked that tyre. And then yeah, so obviously going over curves sideways, completely fucked tyres, and this one, look. So unfortunately, these tyres are now dead. But luckily, there, sexy man himself has lent me some 225s that he's got spare. So the day's not over, we are going back out. So we're just moving the seat position back as well, because I'm feeling really cramped in this car. So hopefully that's going to allow me to have some better steering inputs and be able to do some better heel and toe down shifts now. But other than that, the car's lovely, it handles lovely. It might be because the terminal speed's a bit slower and that's why the turning's a bit better, but it's a good car. I think we did a mid 59. I'm not actually quite sure how competitive that is in class. In fact, I can tell you, we've just got the classification come through. So that puts us in second place with a 59.383, with Phil Ackley in the Beamer at 59.865. So yeah, provided we get the car through today, we've got a podium. So we've got a result at least, which is nice. So yeah, we're just doing some checks for the car for the second session, and then we're going to go out and just play this one a bit safer with the brakes and see how we get on. Now unfortunately, the GoPro woke up in time-lapse mode, so unfortunately I don't have any GoPro footage of this particular session, so you're going to have to deal with the absolutely terrible audio from the Garmin. So
without further ado, here's the fastest lap.
So unfortunately there's no GoPro footage in that session because it died literally as I was exiting the pit lane. So unfortunately you're going to have to deal with the terrible Garmin footage. But yeah, I really enjoyed that session. So those new wheels and tyres that we borrowed from Michael were a 225. And it just handles night and day. The handling is night and day, so much better. So much better that we did a 57.592. So a massive improvement on the time there. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. That session was amazing. The car is just so nice to drive. We've got the brake bias dialed in a bit better now. And yeah, there's nothing to report really because we've got no issues. But what we are going to do now is we're going to plug the Haltech ECU in, which gives us an extra 21 horsepower. Now, as we're going through Surtees, or whatever corner it is, you know what I mean, I'm just staying in the limiter in third gear and just carrying the speed all the way through. So I reckon with this new map we've got, which is going to give us 185 horsepower, it's going to allow us to go into fourth gear and carry a bit more speed through there, which should be pretty good. So yeah, it would be nice if we get into a low 56. I'd be happy with that. But at the minute we are clear of Phil with a 58.72, so we're 1.2 seconds clear. So we've got nothing to worry about today. I doubt we're going to catch Andy at 56.507. Andy did a high 54 earlier this year, so that car has got pace, we know. So yeah, we're just gonna go out for the next session.
And continuing the theme of lost GoPro footage, this session is no exception. Long story short, the battery dies. The USB cable that's charging it from the power bank in between sessions has been pulled out, so the GoPro dies literally a couple laps into the session, leaving us once again with the terrible audio and video from the Garmin Catalyst. Here we go.
So nothing really to report. That extended rev limiter is allowing me to go through that corner. What's it called? This corner. I keep forgetting the names. Surtees, that might be the corner, I don't know. But the rev limiter is allowing me to continue through, whereas before we was hitting limiter. But the temperature is just got really hot, so the grip levels are just dropping off pretty quickly. So we didn't really do a massive time in that session. I think a 58 something. So you know, that's a stark contrast to what it was before. I mean, I felt like I was driving the absolute balls off the car in that session. We had a little moment into paddock again. But yeah, just getting used to it really. So yeah, we're just gonna continue for the final. Hopefully this temperature keeps dropping and we can get the lap times back, but at the minute we're in no contention for first place, and we've got a decent headroom between me and Phil, so hopefully we'll be coming home with a pop today at least anyway. So that's a result for myself, the team and all the sponsors and stuff. So yes, let's go out for the final. Let's go.
Yeah, last session of the day, the last few laps in the old Civic, and good news is I changed the GoPro battery, so we actually have some decent video to watch for this last segment. So here we go for our last and final lap of this session.
That's all she wrote, folks. That was the end of the final session, ending that session with a 57.88, which is unfortunately not the you know, the low 55s that the Micra does. So yeah, that's a good solid P2 today. Reoccurring theme for the year. But I dare say Mr. Gray had it easy today. Oh, he's gone. But I dare say Mr. Gray had it easy today because he didn't have the Micra chase his ass all day. So yeah, we're going to go to the podium, just get a trophy, and then we'll come back. Then we'll come back and we will end this vlog.
Third place, we have Phil Ackerley. In second place, we have Edith.
I heard his car's really slow. Really?
And our Classic Retro winner is Andy Gray.
Look, these are the last pictures of Gary the Virgin. For tonight, JMO is going to see what his damn trays is and what his damn trays is. Would you like a look?
Now, he was too busy fucking about putting the camera down his pants that he forgot to completely record the podium. So, cheers, mate.
It's fine. Just touch the handle. I didn't go with the handle.
What did you do? What did he do?
Put it in my pants. I didn't go with the handle.
Why? Why would you do that?
Why not?
Because it's just, you know, it's unhygienic.
He loves it.
With third place goes to Mark Blackburn.
Yes.
Hold the camera.
Second place, Jonathan J.
I'm not putting that in. So hopefully Matt managed to capture the podium for us. So yeah, here we are, Bransack, second place in the borrowed car. Now, I have to say I really enjoyed driving this today. Obviously massively different to drive compared to the Micra. Don't get me wrong, I am missing the power. The Micra's a good 3 seconds quicker around here, and yeah, I really enjoyed driving this. Obviously I want to thank Mark for trusting me with his car, and I think that just shows the level of trust within the Howtech family. Such a great team that I'm overjoyed with being part of, obviously for many years to come. So yeah, me and Ilya are just going to do some podium pictures for the socials and the sponsors. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video with the wee Civic here, and yeah, if you've got any comments, drop them down below about this car, I'll answer them. Yeah, don't forget to obviously go buy some Spicy Micra merch to fund a new engine for the Micra ready for Snetterton in 4 weeks time. And yeah, thanks for watching me drivel along in this content, and we'll see you in the next Time Attack vlog at Snetterton in 4 weeks time. Thanks for watching, and of course don't forget to tell your nan it's getting cold, buy her a beanie.